What's going on, guys? It's Monday, and over the weekend we got a lot of things done. As you can see, it's a giant mess right here. So we're finishing up the shipments to go into Amazon right now. A lot of these things have to be bundled into like 2 packs, 4 packs, and 12 packs, 24 packs. So we bundled a bunch of like that whole section, a bunch of balls that we finished bundling. So today, what we have to work on is this whole section. All of this has to still be prepped back here, and everything around here needs to be cleaned up and put onto a pallet and put into the software so that we can start shipping stuff in. And I think this week the $50,000 J-Roo order should be coming in probably anytime between today and Wednesday. So we gotta get all this stuff out. But I don't know if it's gonna get out in time, but if they're wrapped up, we could at least store it properly. So that's the goal for today. So let's get started. All right, we just finished up breaking down all the boxes, and we stacked it over there into bigger boxes so that the garbage guy could pick it up easily. Over here is the city, so it's actually free to throw out garbage, so that's a very good thing. Before, I didn't really know that it was free, so we were calling up this guy who recycled boxes for a living, and then he used to come and pick it up. We used to just have like pallets full ready for him, but every time we called him, he was like delayed, or like it took him a while for him to come, so we just decided to call the city and see how to throw the garbage out. And then they were like, oh yeah, you can just throw it out every Wednesdays or Thursdays, I mean. So now we could just, as long as it's all folded and then easy to lift, it could be thrown out like that. And then Mondays, we always have a lot of items going out because it's like 3 days worth of accumulated stuff. This is around like 40 units ready to ship. We got to drop this off at USPS. And this is just FBM, meaning these are the things that we fulfill ourselves, and not the stuff that ships from Amazon's warehouse with the 2-day Prime. These are the ones without the Prime button. All right, so what's next is we're gonna start working on this pallet right here. These are a lot of toys that are, I would say, on the more expensive side. So each one of these are like, I think like $15 to buy cost for us. So all of these, we're actually out of stock on a lot of these, so we're going to be stickering this and then boxing this, and then hopefully we could pallet everything by today, but we'll see how much we can get done. My mom over there is working on the shipments, and I'll show you a little later how many we have. So yeah. All right, so these are actually very special. These are Mighty Beans, but they're a very exclusive, I think one-time production. And one of our distributors, they had their hands on these, and they were selling these, and we ended up buying the entire, what do you call this, production line. I think it was around like $10,000 or $20,000, I don't know, but we ended up buying everything because they were selling really well, and we're like, okay, let's order more, and then they're like, we have this many. They told us how many units they had left. We're like, we took a risk because we didn't exactly know that this was a limited thing, but we're like, can we take all of it? And then we took all of it, and then after like a month or two, when we were thinking about ordering it again, ordering more, I mean, they were like, this was a one-time limited type of thing, and we took all of it already. And so every time they have certain items, they actually ask us through email. They email us going like, hey, we have this thing that's coming. If you want to buy X amount, we could work out a deal or something. So that's really cool. So as your volume gets higher, deals like this pop up, and it's pretty cool because a long time ago we couldn't buy anywhere near that amount, but now we can. So yeah. Oh. But the annoying thing about this is like we were bundling it as a 2-pack, but I think there's one exclusive on each top. So we have to make sure that these people don't get the same exact item, because we got a negative review saying or claiming that they got the same item and they spent a lot of money on it. So packing days are a little pain in the butt because you have to take a look at each one and then make sure the numbers are not different, and you have to like roll it around to make sure that this number is not this number. So it takes a little longer to pack, but I mean for the money, I think it's well worth the time. All right, we just finished the Mighty Beans. I'm sweating like crazy because in the middle of that UPS came and I had to bring all this up right here. If you come over here. So all of this stuff returns from Amazon. I had to bring it up. I had to bring it up these 2 flights of stairs because I'm an idiot and I don't like to use the elevator. So yeah. If you saw in the middle of packing, I tried putting it into the bigger box, but weight-wise, it was going to go over 50 pounds, so I'd switch it back to one of these Amazon boxes, and I think fits perfectly. It's 48 pounds, so it fits right under 50 pounds. It's a bit heavy, but I think that'll do well. We got like 5 pieces here. That's probably going to just go into a box of random items. And see, the problem with stacking a lot of or getting the wrong box size is this. As you can see right here, this is a problem right here because I think each one of these boxes had a little bit of a space in between them, like at least like an inch. So we either had to break the boxes down and then stack it like that, or we should have put bubble in it, but fortunately we didn't. So every one of these are just kind of collapsing. And I think before we ship it in, it's probably responsible to just undo every one of these and then break the boxes down so that I could just snip the corners and then fold it into the actual size of the item inside. There's no air in between because I feel like this is unsafe. So if you take a look right here on Inventory Lab, our total buy cost right now is 27,000 blah blah blah, and then the total net profit potential estimated is 40,000. So something is definitely wrong, but you know, those are some good margins to work with. Obviously, the true numbers are going to be a bit lower, but it's great. All right, so next we're going to be doing this, breaking these down. We tried one box as a sample, and when I timed myself, it takes about like a minute 20 average, I guess, to just do that. Average, I mean, it's just one box, but yeah. So if you extrapolate it to like all these boxes, it's estimated like 3 hours 45 minutes. But between 2 people, that reduces by half. And if my brother comes in midway, or if other people come in midway, there's probably 2 hours. Hopefully we can get it done. But all we're doing is taking out this gap and just making sure that the box on top could lay on top of this without crushing this box like that. Kind of unnecessary, but you know, we have standards here, so you know. We're gonna do that. Yeah, okay. All right, so we decided to be a little smarter and only do the bottom 2 rows as flats and then the top 3 as fulls, because as you can see, this is not crushed. This pallet's not crushed because only 4 was stacked, but the moment 5 gets stacked, the bottom one starts crushing. So although right here it kind of looks bad because the box has already been dented, it's actually a lot more stable than like the ones over there, because that has a huge gap of like over an inch. At the top. So that saved up a lot of time. So that's a good thing. But I think we're just going to finish up and end it here. And as you can see, just don't be afraid to, no matter what the work is, whether it's physical or cognitive stuff, like don't be afraid to do the work and just, I guess, just put in the work, and you'll be amazed at how much you can get done in a single day. and just keep grinding. Yeah.